Hello, ladies and gents. Corpse Hall here, as you probably guessed from the video description. And also here with a vloggy thing, as you probably also guessed. I'm going to start. Yeah. Just thought it'd be nice to kind of talk to you guys, just because well, I've had a load of new subscribers recently. So first of all, hello. You people are nice, except the ones who aren't. You know who you are. Yeah, as some, probably most of you have noticed, some of my videos have been a little bit even more irregular than usual. Particularly over the last, say, 6 months maybe? Yeah, ish. Kind of comes and goes. It's kind of irregular means, I guess. But just thought it'd be, I should kind of say why, really. It seems polite, you know. So for those who've been with me for a while, I don't really make a secret of it, and you guys probably already know that I do have some mental health issues and stuff. I'm fine talking about it and all that, it's just not normally the topic of conversation, so some of you might not know, some of you do. So it's particularly anxiety and depression disorder. I'm currently unable to work because of it. I've actually got letters from the High Court telling people off for saying that I can work, which is, well, to be honest, when I did have to reclaim again, because I moved house, so once you change your details and move in with a partner and that sort of thing, you usually have to kind of update stuff, change of address things, and sometimes reclaim, because it might change exactly what benefit you're on and stuff. It got to the point where I didn't have to do a physical the second time, because one, it's a mental health disorder, a physical would be pointless, and two, my thing of evidence was 2 inches thick, so I had to buy a bigger envelope in order to send it, because the envelope they provided was nowhere near big enough. So, that was quite funny. Particularly when I had to try and get it in the post box, actually. That was quite awkward. Yeah. It's kind of quite a thin slit, and I kind of had to ram it in. Well, for now. It's anxiety and depression, particularly social anxiety. I do actually have social phobia and a trace of agoraphobia, which links into the social phobia because all the people are outside, usually. So obviously that's kind of an ongoing thing that I'm being treated for. I've had various kind of counselling sessions, CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, which is more kind of giving you mental coping mechanisms. It's kind of, I feel shite, how can I get through this? Rather than the one-to-one sessions which I've had as well, which are more trying to get to the root of it, rather than trying to give tools, It's kind of attacking it from different angles sort of thing. It's just both helped, It's been weird really, because in some ways I'm coping better, but on the other hand I've had my meds raised twice this year, so that's fun. I'm currently in the second part of having my meds raised. Damn, I can't remember the exact dosage I'm on, but it's basically gone from here, take one of these, to here, take 3 of these. So and over the years I've gone through a lot of different meds. Oh dear God, some of them had really weird side effects. There was the one that just made me sleep all the time, so technically speaking I was less anxious because I was unconscious, but didn't get much done, strangely, with that. And when I was awake I just wanted to go to bed, so I was usually quite grouchy and drinking even more tea than usual. Well, I suppose it's the same amount of tea but in a smaller space of time. And then obviously going to pee a lot, because, you're drinking a lot. But yeah, that's been flaring up, and as you can guess from meds being raised, I've been having problems with that in general. Plus some other stuff has been happening this year. In particular, I've had to see a couple of some friends and family buried this year, which not easy, because I hadn't been to a funeral before this year. So that was nice, and obviously there's the immediate stuff around that, and then one of them was my partner's father, so I've been kind of trying to help her and her family with that, and with my own problems that's kind of added on to other stress. Plus, it's just been a weirdly busy year on top of that as well. We've been having a lot of visitors and stuff, which is nice. It's always good to see friends and everything, but when you got social phobia and social anxiety, you kind of get burnt out with people quite easily. So it takes me a while to recover from that, even though I've been having a good time, if that makes any sense, because I kind of need my own space. And there have been times when we've been having people staying over the weekend for 3 weekends in a row, and I've kind of been at the point of, I'm going to go sit in the garden now, That's quiet, that is. I'm going to sit in the garden with a book, and I might come back in sometime, you know. Go for a lot of walks as well. Weirdly, would make sense. Nice place to go for walks around here, so, you know, quite a lot of bird life. They got to the point where they recognise me now and actually come over for birdseed, because I have a tendency to carry some in my bag. But even if I don't, they'll see me and come over and look expectant. Kind of, here, mate, got any seed? Go on, mate. You know, it's me, it's your old mate Quacky, or whatever. Presumably it's a duck if it's called Quacky. Over that's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of identity problem. And whatever, I suppose. Trans-duckish. Yeah, so that's been causing problems. With it's just kind of everything coming together sort of thing. I mean, that's why, at one point, I would like to go back up to doing 3 episodes a week rather than the 2 episodes, and I want to do more solo stuff, which would be the 3rd episode, really, because I really like doing stuff with Cleo, and that's one of the reasons I've been able to keep doing it, if that makes any sense, because she helps get me motivated. Because for one thing, if someone else is going to be in the shit, as it were, if I don't help, if I don't do things, then I'm more likely to try and do things, because I don't like other people being in the shit because of stuff I've done. So, you know. And Cleo and I bounce off each other quite well, so it usually cheers us both up if one of the other of us has been having a crap time. So, which is rather helpful, shall we say. But what else? So that leads into I want to get back into doing more solo stuff, which would be the 3rd episode and all that. I have got some stuff planned. I've actually got two games I'd particularly like to do. One of them is already loaded onto my desktop, staring at me. Well, as much as an icon with no eyes can stare at me. Though, if you guys have any suggestions or stuff, pop it in the comments. You know, anything you'd like to see me play. Because it's one of the problems of having stuff like Steam is there's a million billion games. So where do you start? You know? I mean, obviously some stuff's better suited for Let's Plays than others, and some games are different genres than I'm usually into. Like, I'm not playing FIFA, for example. There's spreadsheets followed by some people kicking a ball around. Oh, joy. 2 things I despise. Well, not really despise, just find incredibly dull. I used to do admin for a living. I know what spreadsheets are like. I've had my fill, thank you very much. Yeah, so any suggestions would be awesome, really. See, what else is there? So I have got a little list here. It's just not a very good one, apparently. Oh, yes, with Twitter, I've been kind of not very active, but kind of doing spouts of activity and stuff, and it seems a little unfair on you guys. I do want to become more active with that, to the point where I'm actually going to, you know, stick it on my phone so I can do it from there. So if I have any random thoughts, regardless of how stupid they are, I can just type them in and send them immediately, rather than having a stupid thought, coming upstairs, turning the PC on, waiting for it to load up, going onto Twitter, clicking on the tweet button, and then realising I've forgotten what I said, or thinking, nah, that's stupid, I'm not going to type that. Then with replying to people, you know, my social anxiety comes into that as well, because I have trouble replying to comments and stuff, because I'm always scared I'm going to say something stupid. Well, stupider than I intend, anyway. And that people will somehow despise me for it, despite the fact you guys have all subbed to me talking bollocks on the internet, really. So, it's not exactly rational, my fear of that, really. And again, that's anxiety in a nutshell, really, is, as one of my counsellors put it, it's just the suspension of rational thought, really. You know, unless there's actually something to be anxious about, because anxiety is, you know, basically your fight or flight mechanism's broken. So you keep seeing threats where there aren't really any threats, sort of thing. So which means you get all the stuff to go for fight or flight, all the adrenaline bursts and that sort of thing, but you can't do anything with it, so you feel like shit. Which is a problem, obviously. It's one of the reasons I'm not much of an adrenaline junkie. I feel like that all the damn time. That's why. If you want to go jump off this bridge, it'll make you feel great. No, it won't. It'll just make me feel slightly like I've jumped off a bridge. That's obviously with a bungee cord, not just in general. Unless it's a very low bridge, in which case it's probably just over a duck pond or something and just get wet feet, really. Unless it's quite shallow and I've got good boots on. I do have some good boots. So, Gore-Tex line, lovely. Great for camping. Can piss down and I can walk through a river and not get wet feet. Amazing. Really good for taking the piss out of people. Particularly, if you annoy them, then you run across said river and they can't follow you. So then, not only have you annoyed them once, but you can taunt them further. And yeah, yeah, I think that covers everything. Yeah, I'd like to be more active on Twitter on stuff, so I can witter on Twitter. Nah, nah. Yeah, I think that's covered everything. Oh, my monitor's gone off, so I hope this is still recording. If not, there may have been a slight jump there. I don't know, because I don't really poke my mouse when I'm not doing anything that requires a mouse. But yeah, that covers everything. Hopefully I'll have some game footage in the background of this, depending on how long this goes on for. I've got some stuff recorded, though I may have inadvertently deleted it, I'm not sure. I don't think I did, but, well, that's how inadvertent works, really. Yeah, so, to put things on a completely different and more cheery note than the fact my brain's imploding, well, metaphorically, hopefully, there is a link in the bottom, a link below in the description to a song I like from a band I recently got to see live for, well, first time ever and probably last time ever. But unfortunately, because they don't travel over here much. So anyhow, see you guys around. Ta-ra, and